Hi guys, so here we go again. And even I was surprised that I almost killed my fish. Well, I'm about to do my water change when I noticed that my sump is not making any sounds. So when I looked and checked, I was surprised that my power head is so silent, and then I tried to check the inside of my sump and I was so surprised there's no water. So it means that my power head, this one inside the bucket, is not working. So in a hurry, I looked for my old submersible pump to check if it's still working, because good thing is that I do have a different pump for my sponge filter. So tried to check it, and thank God it's working. So the next step of this relief that I have, knowing that this is working, is to make sure that my fishes will not be sucked up by this powerful submersible pump. I used to use this with my African cichlids, which they are more bigger than the fishes I have now as discus community fish, and I don't want to lose my discus, of course. So I will do a DIY to cover up the holes that where the water will be filtered, and to make sure that, again, to cover it with something that would work also, as it will filter the water. And I do have a filter floss that you're seeing right now, and trying to measure up, of course, and thinking of how would I be able to secure this filter floss, because at the bottom of this submersible pump at the side, there are holes there, and this is for 3,000 per liter. That's how strong it is, and I will be showing you once it turns on how much water does it sucks. And dispensing, well, you would really know. As I know, for 3,000 per liter, this is used for 100 gallons, and I only have 75. Of course, there are little fishes inside my tank, and I don't want them to die because of this. And these are all trials, and hopefully it will work tonight, because I don't really have the chance. And the power head might take a couple of days before it actually arrive, or they'll be delivered. So for the meantime, we need to make sure that the fishes will be okay. So I'm just trying to eyeball and check that there are holes that are covered by this filter floss, so to secure the fish, and use this nylon cable tie to hold or to fix, actually, to secure this filter floss that I have here. It's somewhat triangular. Unfortunately, that's the reason why it slips. So what I'm doing here is to think of another way how to hold this together. First thing that I was so concerned about was, what if I didn't plan to do a water change today? My fishes could have gotten killed already, because I'm not sure if two of my sponge filters would actually be helpful in putting up oxygen. Well, I guess for some hours, but I'm not sure for a couple of days. So I think because the sump itself is dry, it might have stopped for maybe 2 days already, or 3 days. I'm not sure really. That's one important thing for all fish keepers to remember, that every now and then you have to check whether all the mechanism, the sump or filter that you have is working, and also having a backup. Good thing that I really do have sponge filters that is, you know, separate from the motor, and it is working when this sump or died on me. And I thought it was just a glitch that I tried to even unplug and plug it back in, but there's no motion, no sound or anything. And as you saw that on the first part of the video inside the bucket, I even tried to plug it back in, but still it's not working. So that confirms that probably the motor have gone, you know, because it's been years that I've been using that power head, and probably it's time to let go. And so I'm still working on this. The fishes, though, they're doing good, still active, and always asking for food. As soon as I realize that it's not working, I panic a little bit, of course, because I want to make sure the fishes are doing okay. I'm trimming out and cutting all the excess ties that I have here, even with the filter floss. But if this will not work, actually I don't have any option at hand, because the pet shop is so far, and this is somewhat late afternoon already that it happened, that if ever I'll go out and to get another power head, the stores or the pet shops might be closed already. So I really need to have this submersible pump working. And as you can see here, DIY is something, just a backup. For all fish keepers, you have to have option B and option C. So as you would know, there are ways to make sure your fishes are doing okay. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to see if this submersible pump would actually stay upright, and it seems that because the other reason why I covered it with filter floss, because I have substrate, which I don't want the motor you know, get destroyed by the pebbles or sand, whatever that would get inside the motor. That's why I covered it too. And it's not working, it's not standing. So we have to make sure we have an option C. So option C is I would be cutting somewhat like a T cut here, just to make sure that the suction at the bottom of this submersible pump would show up at the bottom like this one. So that's what I did, and I know that the suction would actually help to make this submersible pump stand and be secured at the bottom of my tank. So good thing that it worked. As I'm fixing here, I'll be securing again the front of the submersible pump, and voila, there you go. The suction cups showed at the bottom. The next part of this is to well, I have here somewhat like a shovel. This is used in aquascaping, and somewhat brushing off some of the sand. This is what you get when you have a white sand, and my substrate actually is a mix of white, black, and whatnot of color of sand. So I'm trying to make sure there's a platform there that would show the glass, and As I'm showing you here, I need to make sure that the underside of the sump would actually hold, there you go, the filter floss and the cable tie that we have there, so it would hold. And well and good that it's working. So I'm just cutting off again all the excess, and to make sure that this top part would actually fit in, so I use a glue also that would work with it. And there you go, I was able to secure it at the bottom, and it did stand up properly. I plugged in and it did work. So I tried to observe that, and as you can see here, it made my water cloudy. And no worries, eventually after all this, the water will be clear again. So this black hose from this submersible pump going to my sump, I did put a cable tie there. And as you can see, this is what I've been telling you earlier, that the water, because this is 3,000 liters, I have to adjust this filter floss. This is how fast and how strong the water comes out. And well, of course I have to remove this, I might forget. So good thing everything is working fine as of the meantime. And so, because this is a water change actually, guys, while observing the submersible pump, I decided to wash or clean my sponge filters too. It will be a 75% water change that we'll be doing right now, right after cleaning the sponge. And I left the top part of my sponge filter there. Now, just to cover up, I will be placing the sponge filter here at the front instead. And well, no worries with the cloudy part that came out of the sponge filter, that's all right. And I use a bigger sponge filter there, and so there's the other one working now. And well, let's do the water change now. So this is what I've been using. There's a whole hose attached to this, guys. From the tap water, again, you have to use a water conditioner, anti-chlorine, pouring that inside the tank before you actually put new water in. As I'll be changing the water or removing the water to 75%. I'm showing you now that my tank is dirty because the filter floss somewhat became yellowish, as you would see there, and it's visible actually when you're right in front of the tank. No worries, again, this is just temporary, as or while I don't have my new power head to replace the old one that is not working anymore. Everything is working fine, and it's still working as it's supposed to, except that it sucks more, and it also dispenses more water, which is good actually. But again, the looks of my tank is not nice because of the filter floss they're showing while it's trying to filter the water, because it's somewhat yellowish. So what I'm doing here is I'm siphoning the water from the tank, and my fishes are still okay. They're chill, cool about what's going on. Anyway, they don't know what's going on. But probably for a couple of days that the water from the sump is not working, they might be happy seeing that the water is coming out of the sump. and filtering the water. I'm showing you my pothos. These are the plants that it's just growing and keep on growing on top of my tank. That helps filtering the water too. So I'm done actually of siphoning the water, and again put anti-chlorine and also water conditioner. If you have them both together, that's good. And this is where my water from the tap goes into the tank. And there, I just want to show you that I'm putting anti-chlorine, because you don't, I don't show that anymore when I'm doing water change. Everything is working fine, guys, and my fishes are excited about what's going on. And still my submersible tank is working. Also, it's a relief to know that I have, or my option C did work. Observing it, and I would still observe this until I go to bed, just to make sure everything is working here. And this is how the water comes in, and my curious fishes are actually playing along where the water comes in. Especially my discus are very curious about what's going on. Lesson learned actually is that good thing I do have a backup. I did decide before that good thing I didn't push through with that to sell this submersible pump, because I don't need it anymore. I decided to keep it. I didn't know that it will happen. See there, even the dry leaf there is being sucked by these submersible tanks. So imagine if I don't have a filter floss there, all my little fishes might be sucked in. I don't want that to happen. So cover that. But here you go. And as I told you, my discus is always checking the water from the tap water actually that comes in the tank. And just going back, guys, it's best that you have some backup plans, or some of the old parts of your filtration system or mechanism, motor, something like that, to use as your backup. Or maybe you can use it as a DIY to save you from this kind of, situation. There's Blue. If you haven't seen Blue, that's Blue, a blue short body ram. And I'm done actually filling up the tank. Next step will be observation, and also checking from time to time if all my filtration system is working. And the good thing is that this didn't happen actually when I was away for vacation for 4 days. I would not know what would happen if something happened like that when you're away from home. So guys, again, lesson learned, to make sure all your filtration system is working, and then keep the good parts of your filtration just to use as a backup. So again, guys, I do appreciate you if you have reached this end of the video. See you next time. Bye.